For more than a decade, humanoid robots have been putting on impressive demonstrations, running, jumping, and moving in ways that look almost human. But none of that answers the only question that actually matters. Can any of these machines work safely, reliably, day after day, next to real people in the real world? As we move into 2026, the Tesla Bot Gen 3 is expected to go on sale officially, marking Tesla's entry into a field already shaped by established players such as Boston Dynamics, Hyundai, and Chinese competitors including Unitree and Agabot. The key issue lies in cost. With an anticipated price of around $20,000 per Gen 3 unit, this remains a significant barrier, especially when Unitree is already offering models like the R1 and H1 at prices ranging from $6,000 to $14,000. So the issue is no longer which robot is the most advanced. The issue is which one is actually ready for deployment and which ones are not. We are asking, which of these humanoid robots is truly ready to operate safely, reliably, and at scale in the real world? Before diving into specifications or performance claims, there is a critical step that must be clarified. In discussions about humanoid robots, three concepts are often blurred together: technical demonstrations, controlled testing, and real-world deployment. Without clearly separating these three layers, any comparison becomes vague and misleading. For that reason, to evaluate Tesla Bot Gen 3 fairly, we need a simple yet practical analytical framework. So, for the next few minutes, we will begin with a simple framework, one that avoids hype and focuses on what truly matters beyond the laboratory. Once that foundation is clear, the comparisons will make far more sense. If you are interested in how humanoid robots are evaluated not by impressive video clips, but by their ability to endure and function over the long term in real-world environments, then the analysis that follows will continue along this same line of thinking. We will be tracking the subject over the long term, as real-world data and actual deployments gradually emerge. Humanoid robots, in reality, are not a new concept. For more than a decade, we have witnessed remarkable technical demonstrations, robots running, jumping, maintaining balance, and even performing complex movements. But demonstration is not the same as deployment. A robot may perform flawlessly in a carefully staged demo, yet that tells us very little about its ability to work day after day in unpredictable conditions. The greatest challenge has never been whether robots can move like humans. The real challenge is whether they can perform repetitive tasks over long periods of time with a level of safety high enough that people are willing to stand beside them. That gap is precisely where Tesla Bot Gen 3 claims it is moving closer than previous generations. However, Tesla is not entering this arena alone. Boston Dynamics, with its Atlas robot, has long been regarded as the benchmark for humanoid mobility. Hyundai, through its investments and robotics development, approaches the problem from a more industrial perspective, closely tied to logistics and factory environments. What we therefore need to compare are not promises, but the design philosophies and deployment paths each player is pursuing. Tesla Bot Gen 3 is no longer discussed as a standalone concept. It now appears in the same conversation as Boston Dynamics' Atlas and Hyundai's humanoid robotics programs. And notably, the central question has shifted. It is no longer about which robot looks more impressive, or which one moves with the greatest agility. The real question is this: which of these machines is truly ready to work safely, consistently, and over the long term in the real world? At this point, many people assume that the robot with the most impressive movement is the one closest to deployment. In practice, that assumption is usually wrong. When it comes to safety and control, the differences between these robots begin to stand out clearly. Boston Dynamics' Atlas demonstrates movements that are undeniably impressive and, at times, almost theatrical. Yet those movements take place in carefully prepared environments. The real world does not run on a script. Floors are uneven, people move unpredictably, and unexpected situations are unavoidable. Tesla Bot Gen 3 appears to be taking the opposite approach. Rather than maximizing speed or agility, Tesla emphasizes slow, controlled motion, relying heavily on vision systems and cognitive software. This suggests that Tesla is prioritizing safe interaction with humans over visually stunning demonstrations. Hyundai is pursuing a similar path, limiting its robots to well-structured industrial spaces where risks can be managed more effectively. What is crucial to understand is that safety in robotics is not about how many things a robot can do, but about what it is deliberately designed not to do. A machine that understands its own limits is always more reliable than one that constantly tries to push beyond them. When we turn to the second factor, energy efficiency and operating cost, the comparison becomes even more grounded in reality. A humanoid robot does not need to be the strongest, it needs to be economical. If a robot can only operate for short periods before requiring recharging, maintenance, or human intervention, it cannot yet be considered a true worker. Tesla holds a clear advantage in batteries, electric motors, and energy management, areas that have been thoroughly proven in the electric vehicle industry. Atlas, despite its exceptional mobility, has historically required high levels of energy and maintenance. Hyundai, with its industrial orientation, appears to place greater emphasis on continuous uptime and cost per working hour. Metrics that may be unexciting on a demonstration stage, but ultimately determine success or failure in real-world deployment. So the real question becomes this: would you rather deploy a robot that can perform spectacular movements for 20 minutes, or one that can work quietly for 8 hours with minimal supervision? Finally, there is the factor many companies prefer not to address directly: the deployment roadmap. Announcing a robot is one thing. Deploying thousands of robots in real environments is an entirely different challenge. Boston Dynamics possesses world-class engineering capability, yet large-scale commercialization of humanoid robots remains limited. Hyundai is moving forward cautiously, integrating robots into its existing industrial ecosystem. Tesla, by contrast, is presenting a more ambitious vision, leveraging its manufacturing capacity, software expertise, and supply chain to aim for deployment at scale. At this point, however, a fair evaluation requires addressing an issue that is rarely discussed in promotional material, yet increasingly difficult to ignore. In recent months, questions have emerged not about Tesla Bot's hardware, but about the ownership and control of its intelligence. As of early 2026, multiple reports indicate that xAI, Elon Musk's separate artificial intelligence company, is playing a direct role in developing the cognitive software that powers Optimus, rather than this work being handled entirely within Tesla. On a technical level, this may appear logical. From a legal and organizational perspective, however, it introduces a more complex set of considerations. Tesla is a publicly traded company. xAI is a private one. Several Tesla shareholders have raised concerns, now moving through legal channels, that intellectual property, engineering talent, and strategic focus may be shifting from Tesla toward xAI. The core question is not whether xAI is capable of building advanced AI systems. It is whether Tesla ultimately retains control over the brain of its humanoid robots. If the intelligence that enables perception, decision-making, and learning resides primarily with xAI, Tesla risks becoming, in functional terms, a manufacturer of frames, actuators, and motors, while the most valuable layer of the system lives elsewhere. This distinction matters, especially in the context of large-scale deployment. In robotics, long-term value is rarely created by hardware alone. It emerges from the tight integration of software, data, and continuous improvement over time. To be clear, this does not invalidate Tesla Bot Gen 3 as a deployment candidate. But it does introduce a structural uncertainty that deserves attention, particularly for those evaluating Tesla not merely as a robotics manufacturer, but as an AI company. Whether this division ultimately strengthens or weakens Tesla's position will depend on how ownership, licensing, and control are resolved in practice. For now, it remains an open question, one that sits at the intersection of technology, governance, and long-term strategy. The pivotal question is not whether humanoid robots will be deployed. The real question is where they will be deployed, under what conditions, and with what limitations. With this analytical framework in place, Tesla Bot Gen 3 is no longer an abstract idea. It becomes a concrete candidate for specific, real-world use cases. This brings us to the question most companies tend to avoid answering directly. With this framework, we can now examine Tesla Bot Gen 3, not merely as a concept, but as a genuine contender for real-world deployment. In the next section, we will look at where Tesla Bot Gen 3 can realistically be used first, and, just as importantly, where it is clearly not yet ready. So how are humanoid robots actually ready to step into the real world? Once Tesla Bot Gen 3 is placed within the proper analytical framework, the next question is no longer what it might do in the distant future, but what it can do immediately under limited deployment. In technology, sustainable progress rarely begins with complex scenarios. It usually starts with simple, repetitive, low-risk tasks. Jobs people perform out of necessity, not because they require creativity. The most realistic initial deployment scenario for Tesla Bot Gen 3 is likely to be in factory and warehouse environments. These settings are relatively structured, processes are standardized, and interactions are largely predictable. A humanoid robot does not need to be exceptionally fast or strong to create value. It needs to be stable enough to carry out tasks such as moving light objects, organizing components, or assisting with repetitive steps along a production line. In this context, the strength of Tesla Bot Gen 3 does not lie in raw mechanics alone, but in its ability to integrate with a broader software and data ecosystem. A robot that can see, recognize objects, and understand context does so not merely through sensors, but through machine learning models trained on vast amounts of data. Compared with Boston Dynamics Atlas, which stands out primarily for its mobility, Tesla Bot Gen 3 appears designed to become part of an operational process rather than a standalone performance. Hyundai, with its industrial focus, is targeting much the same territory, but in a more cautious manner. Its robotic systems tend to be tightly coupled with logistics and warehouse operations, where robots function as specialized tools. Tesla, by contrast, is pursuing flexibility, a robotic platform capable of learning multiple tasks within the same working environment. From the factory floor, the next logical use case is large-scale logistics and warehouse operations. These are environments where humans and machines have coexisted for many years, with well-defined safety standards. Tesla Bot Gen 3 does not need to fully replace human labor. It only needs to reduce the burden of highly repetitive tasks, such as short-distance item transport, assisting with packaging, or handling light goods. Here, the deciding factor is not complex mobility, but reliability over time. A robot that can work 8 hours a day with a low error rate delivers far more value than one with superior technical capabilities but high maintenance demands. In this comparison, Tesla's advantages in energy management and software become more apparent, while Atlas remains constrained by cost and operational complexity. Another use case often mentioned, but one that requires a more cautious approach, is assistance in commercial and service environments. Tasks such as basic cleaning, restocking shelves, or supporting staff during peak hours can be low-risk scenarios if deployed correctly. However, unlike factories, commercial settings involve more direct and unpredictable interaction with people. This demands a higher level of social awareness and responsiveness, areas in which current humanoid robots are still very much a work in progress. For these reasons, such applications are more likely to appear first as pilot programs, limited in scope and closely supervised, rather than as mass deployments. Tesla Bot Gen 3 would serve in a supporting role, not as a replacement, and would perform only tasks with clearly defined boundaries and behaviors. When it comes to healthcare or elder care, caution must be paramount. While the long-term potential is significant, especially in aging societies, this is not an area where Tesla Bot Gen 3 is ready for direct involvement. In the near term, any consideration should be limited to logistical support, transporting supplies, providing simple reminders, or assisting medical staff with non-clinical tasks. Compared with more science fiction-like claims, this pragmatic approach highlights an important reality. Humanoid robots should only be deployed where errors do not carry severe consequences. In this context, Tesla Bot Gen 3 has an advantage if it is positioned as a supportive tool rather than a replacement for human beings. By contrast, there are domains where Tesla Bot Gen 3 is clearly not suitable in the near future. Uncontrolled outdoor work, complex construction environments, or situations requiring subtle social judgment remain beyond the capabilities of today's humanoid robots. In these areas, Boston Dynamics Atlas, with its superior mobility, may be better suited for research or highly specialized applications, but even there, widespread deployment is still a long way off. What is important to emphasize is that progress in robotics does not happen in sudden leaps. It advances step by step, through specific, limited, and carefully controlled applications. If Tesla Bot Gen 3 is deployed successfully, it will most likely appear first in places that attract little attention. Not on a stage, but in the corners of factories, warehouses, and logistics centers. It is in these environments that the true value of humanoid robots is ultimately tested. Not by promises, but by the ability to work quietly, consistently, and reliably. And that, in the end, is the only measure that truly matters when judging whether Tesla Bot Gen 3 is bringing humanoid robots closer to everyday reality. How does Tesla actually solve these problems? Beyond hardware, software, and deployment logistics, there is another constraint that will quietly shape whether humanoid robots can operate at scale: accountability. Specifically, who is legally and operationally responsible when an autonomous humanoid system makes a decision that results in harm or operational disruption? This issue becomes more complex when the intelligence driving a robot is developed by a different entity than the one manufacturing and deploying the physical machine. Recent reports show that Tesla's Optimus relies heavily on xAI for its cognitive software. While this may accelerate AI development, it raises practical questions about certification and liability. In traditional industrial automation, responsibility is relatively clear. Consider KUKA's industrial robotic arms in automotive assembly lines. These machines are confined to fenced areas, and their behavior is strictly programmed. In 2019, a KUKA robot in a German factory accidentally struck a worker, but the investigation traced the fault to an improperly configured safety stop, not the robot's learning system. Because the software behavior was fully controlled by the manufacturer, liability was clearly assigned, and insurance claims were processed without dispute. Humanoid robots are fundamentally different. For instance, Boston Dynamics' Atlas robot can navigate uneven terrain and recover from stumbles autonomously. If a similar robot were deployed in a warehouse alongside workers, an unexpected fall could involve multiple contributing factors: sensor misinterpretation, software update errors, or environmental unpredictability. There is no precedent in regulatory frameworks for certifying a robot that evolves its behavior based on real-time learning. In fact, the European Union's 2021 AI Act draft highlights this challenge. It specifically identifies high-risk AI systems operating in human environments, such as collaborative robots in logistics, as requiring ongoing post-deployment monitoring, not just pre-market approval. This reflects the reality that humanoid robots cannot be certified once and assumed safe indefinitely. Liability is further complicated by software separation. If xAI owns the Optimus cognitive stack, while Tesla manufactures the hardware, questions arise. Who signs off on safety updates? Who is accountable if a robot misinterprets a human gesture or mishandles a package? Unlike a forklift or industrial arm, these errors are probabilistic, not deterministic, making responsibility disputes more likely. Industries are acutely aware of this. For example, DHL tested Boston Dynamics' stretch robot in their warehouses. During the pilot, DHL closely monitored every motion and required software rollback protocols after minor navigation errors. Even in a controlled environment, liability concerns dictated careful operational oversight. So if you were in charge of deploying robots in a warehouse tomorrow, which factors would matter most? Energy efficiency, software intelligence, safety, or clear lines of liability? Please share your opinion in the comments section below this video. Thanks for watching our video. Subscribe now so you don't miss the next breaking Tesla update. It's coming in just 2 days. If you want to explore more exciting information about Tesla EV or Tesla Bot, don't forget to hit the like button, and also make sure to turn on notifications so you never miss our latest videos. We appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Goodbye.